This conference will now be recorded.
Due to network issue, it was
So
disconnected.
you were showing,
I was showing.
so you were showing us the defined part for it.
Oh, you have you all written that path or not wrote?
We wrote it, sir. You were showing the practical part of it.
Okay. So actually, I was finished that part. So that time it disconnected. Now this is the simple account rule which you were creating. The path, whatever the path is there, the same path you need to go. Uh, I saved the information. So here what you need to do is like maintain list of rule types. So you need to tick on this maintain list of rule types. Okay. So in the path, at the last of the define accounting rule, it has maintain sample accounting rule type. Either it will be maintain sample accounting rule type nor maintain list of rule type. You write down this one also in the bracket. Either the sample nor the list of rule types. So both are same. Write down. The T code is OB15. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
So here once you click on this, you need to click on new entries. After you write down that one also new entries. Then variant will be your code. Then long text will be the sample account rule type for MCC. Write down. Wrote. So save. After saving this one, I need to do the transfer the rule. Means the rules which has been already there, that rule I need to copy to my sample data. So where I created MCC one, for that one it should be there. So when I do that only for my company, if I assign it, so in that time what I allow, what I don't allow, that will be kept as a rule itself. Okay. Write down the heading, define data transfer rule, path and T code. So once you wrote, please let me know. Vote.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone? Okay. So now what I need to do is like, so I wanted to go to the exact path for that. SICK. Financial accounting, general ledger accounting, GL account, master data, preparation, additional activities, sample account. In that, I should select this defined data transfer rules. So if I click on the defined data transfer rules, immediately it will ask me my the account rule. What was my account rule is MCC1. Write down. So once you click on that option, immediately it will ask me the work area entry. So here you need to give your sample account rule, that is MCC1. After giving that, you need to green tick. Write down. So after clicking this green tick, it will open. See here what you need to allow, what you don't want to allow. So alternative account number, if there is an alternative account number I can give to the transaction, so I can take cannot be changed, can't be changed, so this I can just tick this option. Okay. So if I don't take this, this has been not set, the rule is not set. If I tick this, the rule is set for the company, the for the account rule called MCC1. So if I wanted to give the ID number, means if I don't want to alter, or account ID should be not changed. So different key should not give, tax category should be specified. So once it has been created to not change anything, that I will set this rule. Okay. So whatever you want, you just tick, then you need to click on save button. So write down on two example, just like this field cannot be changed, or both are same, the both are nothing but same itself. Once you wrote, let me know. Wrote. Okay. So then once it has been done, you need to click on save. I will not set any rules here. If I said that I may not possible to change while I am doing anything. So in real time we can apply this one. So I'll not take anything. I'll just take the rules of this and come back. So once it is been done, the rules is been defined. That should be defined to the company. The company, if I don't assign to the company, then it will not understand what the rules you have set. So to set that particular rules, one I can do the define transfer rules. After it is done, I need to assign the code to the company. Okay, write down this assign company code to rule type and decode and transaction. Once you wrote, please let me know. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
Nine. Operation, additional activities, sample count. Yes, click on that. You need to give MCC1 and enter. So in this position, you will find your company rule variant. You need to type that rule, that is MCC1, which I have created for the rule as well. MCC1 and save. Write down. So first you need to go for position, find your company. Then in the rule variant, you give the rule type and save. wrote save. So this is after creating the rule types for the master data. Now we need to do the GST configuration, tax configurations. Understood this one? Any doubts here? Please let me know if you have any doubts.
Sir, can you tell me why we use the sample account rule types once more, sir?
See, whenever I do the postings or transactions, no, that should set some rule. So for the user level, now think that like I am an employee of a company. For me, they will set some rules to do or we may not cannot get done. So now if the document number has been created or account ID if I create it once after saving, I should not change it if I should not edit it. So that time the rules will be set. So once the rules is set, I may not do any changes once after the transaction has been posted. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sample
Understood.
account rule, yeah, sample account rule type is like we just create the variant. For that variant, rules will be transferred. There you will give the details what to be accepted, what to be not accepted. That is a defined transfer rules. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts, others? Okay. So next, which we will be doing is FICO GST configuration, that is tax configuration. So the tax configurations we will be having GST calculation sequence, conditional types and account key. Okay. So write down this heading SAP FICO GST configuration. Write down all these things. Once you wrote, please let me wrote.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So the first bit we'll be using is a GL. Okay. So the standard tax configuration settings we will do for the both sales and purchase. So whenever we are doing at the country level system, so say for example, GST will have their taxes system has an interstate and intrastate. So now what do you mean by GST? GST is nothing but goods and service tax, correct? So which is included for both goods as well as service. What we do is a purchase and sales. So when there is a country level sales and purchase, that level of taxes also I need to do it. So for that time calculation procedure of the countries I will be specifying under the uh, SAP that should be modified based on the requirements. So here we have a different types of Indian sales and tax procedure as it has been provided as tax INJ and tax IAN. So using tax INJ calculation procedure will be percentage rates for every tax judicials. So whenever you do the taxes within here, within a percentage also I can define it. So whether the share of the tax will be for interstate and intrastate or the government within the central government or the state government. So these are all the information that I need to create it. So to do that the taxes configuration, we use this SAP GST calculation procedure. Write down the T code and the path. Here, directly if you want to go to the procedure, you will use a OBQ3. Or if I wanted to go by the path to path by selecting the access level of key, then I will be go for OBYZ. So here, not only OBYZ, I also do the country calculation procedure to be assigned for the India. So that time I will be using OBBG. So that is a, global setting for the country of GST. Okay. Now ending you write down part to the GST calculation procedure and the path. Before that, you write down the second point. Ending you write down GST calculation procedure only. Write down only the second point. I will give you the path and T code. Once you wrote, please let me know. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
So write down the T code and the path for this. I will show for the both the T code and path. Wrote. Is the screen is visible?
No, sir.
This internet is fluctuating. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
You wrote this T code and the path.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. Okay. So here what happens, you can also write down if the tax procedure is already created. To copy that tax procedure function and to define your with your name is used OBYZ. OBQ3 is used to create your new tax procedure. You write down the T code one. You write down the T code and write down the sentence. Creating a new tax procedure using OBQ3. So OBQ3 T code will help you to create a new tax procedure using new entry function. But if the tax procedure is already created, I wanted to copy that, then I need to process the in the sense I will be using OBYZ. Okay. Understood?
Yes.
OBYZ is used to copy the other taxation to our system. But if it is you want to create your own, then you will use OBQ3. Okay. So here I will be using OBYZ because I have already there is a tax procedure here. I don't want it to create it again. So if I wanted to create, there are many other procedure which I want to maintain. So what I do is like I will go for OBYZ, so I can copy the other taxation part and I'll change it to my GST level. So what is the T code? OBYZ. What is the path? SPRO, IMG, then financial accounting, financial accounting global setting, tax on sales and or purchase. Here basic settings. So check calculation procedure. So if I click on check calculation procedure, so here it will ask me accessional type, define procedure. I also will show you access sequence, define control types, condition types, define procedure. But we need to do the define procedure now. So double click on the procedure. Write down. If you are using the either you use the P code. So the first one OBYZ. We don't go OBQ3 because we need to data. So here if we will just copy the data, here double click on the define procedure. So which tax procedure do I copy is like tax IN. Tax IN. This tax IN or IND. So how do you do? Go for position, type tax IN or tax IND, select that. What is the shortcut to copy as?
F6.
So I should press F6 for the copy as. Then you change this into GSTIN. Write down. So first what you need to do, copy the tax IN or tax mm, IND. That will be like tax procedure India or Indian tax procedure. Then that you change it into GST. Write down this and let me know. Copy the tax IN or tax IND. That should be as a change that into GSTIN. Once you wrote, let me know. Wrote, press enter. So GSTIN is already created. If it is created, then you leave. You don't want to create it. So if it is not created, you can create it. Position GST. So here we have tax procedure in India, GST tax procedure. So GST IND is also created. Only you can, if you want to create, you can create as GST. So in your system also, maybe it will be created. If it is not created, you can create it. Copy the tax IND, then create it. Understood this one, everyone? So if I select the GST IN and double click on control data, so select the GST IN and double click on control data. In that data, there will be information is given. So like what are all the taxes procedure is been there. It will be there in the control data. So if it is not there, we need to create the access level of it. So once you create the access, then it will be showing you the control data of that particular GST. See, we need to give input CGST, output CGST for that company code, the code which we might have used to create it. Then steps within the GST details. This also we will create. I will show. So the next is assign tax procedure to country. Means for an India, what I have created GST IN, the tax procedure should be assigned.
The screen is not visible.
Write down this. Is it?
Now it's visible, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Yeah, write down this one. Assign tax calculation procedure to country. wrote.
Yes, sir.
So here I'll be using OBBG or else with the path also. Same financial accounting global settings, basic tax on sales or purchase, basic settings. In that, assign country to the calculation procedure. So if I click on that, it will open here position India. So the country India. In that, you need to give your GST IN. So the tax procedure which we have created, GST IN. Then save. Write down. So go for position India. In the procedure, we give GST IN. Then save. Okay. So save. Understood? Till here? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
So the next we do is access sequence. See, access sequence is nothing but whenever you are creating the GST, that should be navigated with a particular method. So now whether the GST has what a judicial of the GST. So OBQ3 which we used to do to create a new function, new GST term, that we will be creating our own term under the GST has a access sequence. So here we create our entry functions. What it is an input tax or output tax, input of CGST, output of CGST. So whenever I will be creating that, then I will be use this access sequence. Means for the calculation procedure of GST, before doing the calculation procedure, after doing the calculation procedure, for that procedure there should be a one GST name to create the input and output GST names. Like that is a condition. So for example, if I'm applying the invoice, if it is intra-state purchase or sales, the tax which I collect is CGST and SGST. If I am doing sales, the sales is nothing but output CGST and output SGST. So if I am doing for purchase, then it will be input CGST and input SGST. So to create this taxes names, that taxes name should have an access sequence. That access sequence will be created here. Okay. So to create the access sequence, either you can go by the pattern or you can go by the T code, that is OBQ2. Okay. Write down this path and T code. So in the access sequence, we will be copying the JTAX, that we will change it as GST. You write down that step one also. Once you wrote, let me know.
Completed, sir.
So this access sequence that we copy the JTAGs. So either you can go by the path or you can go by the T code. So define access space sequence. It will be under the calculation procedure only. So if you go for calculation procedure, you will be able to once double click on the access sequence. See, this is your access sequence. So first position JTAGs. This JTAGs is there. We select this and copy as, change that into ZGST. That is India GST access. Enter. Copy on. So if I click this one, select this and double click on the field, it will show what are all the taxes field which we have. So for that we will be creating that particular fields. So access, what are all the tax formats we have, either it is for vendor, material. These are all the tax details which we will be giving them. Here you don't want to give it. So if you just selected that's UGST, then there that you can change it into ZST. For this, I need to create that output CGST, input CGST, output AGST, input IGST. Those things should be created under this access sequence. You understood? Right. Copy that, then save this. You change that one as ZGST. Then you need to change the name. Save. Save. Understood? So now after creating the sequence, conditional type I need to create. So you write down, if you couldn't find this defined access sequence at the last you have given, no. If you're not possible to find the defined access sequence, then you need to go for check calculation procedure. Under the check calculation procedure, access sequence, double click on the access sequence. Then you copy that J, then that you change it into Z GST. Understood? So next we create the conditional type. So conditional types are nothing but, like as I told you, what are all the types of taxes we will be creating: IGST, central GST, state GST, intra-state GST. So that is input or output. So this thing you need to create it. Conditional type can be any code. Then you need to type the what type of tax is that and description about the tax. So you write down ending, define conditional types, write down this path, T code, and this write down this table. Once you wrote, let me know. Once you wrote, let me know. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here you need to create this one first, conditional types. One example I'll show. You need to create others. Monica has left the group. Here again, check calculation procedure. here you need to click again define conditional type. So now whatever I have taught you, the procedure, access sequence and conditional type, it is in the check calculation procedure only. Okay. Click on the define conditional type, immediately it opens. So here new entries, write down. After clicking on conditional type, new entries, condition type will be that code ADIS. So see, if it is already used, then you need to use a different code. So what I do is like MC I'll create. So IES is nothing but like or IC or anything. So what I representing as like NC College of IS input state tax. IA in the sense input state S central C and integrated N. So like that for O is output. Okay. If AD is already used, because if here I cannot use the ADA. For others, I have already explained. Now ADIN, ADIS, ADOC, that's there. Means I told you already, SAP always takes the uniques whenever you create it with it. It doesn't take the same one. If you have written AD, you try to change something as AD different code. Okay, so I will create MC IS. What is that IS? I need to represent input state tax. Okay, access sequence. I have already created that access sequence. What was my access sequence? Do you remember? What did I create access sequence as? Anyone?
ZGST.
Correct. So I created ZGST. So here it is there. Double click on that or you can type. That is your access sequence. So if you don't specify here, then it will not understand where you need to specify it. So this condition type. So condition class, what it is, this is a tax. So the what I give is if you go for conditional class on this, it will show what kind of tax is this. Is this discount or surcharge, or it is a price, expenses reimbursement, tax, extra pay, fees, tax classification, or determine what. It is a tax. So I should select D. So D is a code for tax. Conditional class is nothing but D. Condition type. So that is been represented means how do you give the tax? That will be given in the form of percentage. So here fixed amount or quantity or what, it is a percentage, that is A. Okay, so I will select A. So conditional category is also tax only. Tax is nothing but D. So I should select D. So what and all that I can changes, I can do the changes. So I can give the item condition, I can change value, I can change amount or percentage, because for all the goods the percentage will be not same. So what and all I can change, I will tick this one. Okay, after ticking this, you need to save. Okay, write down. After clicking into this conditional type, new entry, here condition type you give C SGS sorry ZGST, D as a tax, A as a percentage, again D as a tax, then tick this one. Item condition, amount and percentage, you can do the changes. So like this, you need to create for all. That is assignment for you. So you need to create others all, what I made you to write down. Okay. One example, you write it down. Once you wrote, please let me know. wrote.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So then save. You should it any doubts? No doubts? Have you cleared?